Hi, everybody. It's Miss Jess coming to you from home. I miss you all, and I wanted to share a book with you that I hope would make everybody laugh. This is a book that I used to read to my students when I was a pre-K teacher a lot, which is why it's a little bit ripped. And I can tell you from experience, it's very well loved. Because my students always found this book really fun and funny, and I liked reading it to them. So this book is about a dog who has very bad breath. And sometimes when people have bad breath, we call it halitosis. If you go to a doctor, that's what they might call it. So this book is called Dog Breath, The Horrible Trouble with Hally Tosis. So that's the dog's name, is Hally Tosis. Really silly. And it's by Dav Pilkey. Sorry. There once was a dog named Hally who lived with the Tosis family. Hally Tosis was a very good dog, but she had a big problem. Everybody's holding their nose. Hally Tosis had horrible breath. Whenever Hally Tosis opened her mouth, horrible things happened. The wallpaper's peeling up. The leaves fall off the tree. Even Mona Lisa is holding her nose. When the children took Hally Tosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided Hally Tosis. But the real trouble started one day when Grandma Tosis stopped by for a cup of tea, and Hally jumped up to say hello. Oh, look at poor Grandma. Oh, no. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused. Something has to be done about that smelly dog, they said. Poor Hally Tosis. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hally. The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath. So they took Hally Tosis to the top of a mountain that had a breathtaking view. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hally's breath away. But it didn't. It hurt. It smelled so bad even to the sun. Next, the children took Hally Tosis to a very exciting movie. It says, "It'll leave you breathless." They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hally breathless. But it didn't. Finally, the children took Hally Tosis to a carnival. They hoped that Hally would lose her breath on the speedy roller coaster. I don't think it worked. That idea stunk too. The plans to change Hally's bad breath had failed. Now only a miracle could save Hally Tosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that a miracle was just on the horizon. Later that night, when everyone was sound asleep, two sneaky burglars crept into the Tosis house. The two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark, quiet rooms when suddenly they came upon Hally Tosis. "Yikes!" whispered one of the burglars. "It's a big, mean, scary dog." "Oh, don't be silly," whispered the other burglar. "That's only a cute little fuzzy puppy." The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. "That dog couldn't hurt a fly," whispered one burglar. Here, Poochie, 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 whispered the other. So Hally Tosis came and gave the burglars a nice big kiss. Uh-oh. The next morning, the Tosis family awoke to find two burglars passed out in their living room. It was a miracle. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Hally Tosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their minds about finding a new home for Hally. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all. Because without Hally Tosis, life just wouldn't make any sense. They have to wear clothespins on their nose to stop it from stinking. But they love the dog so much, and the dog saved them, so they decided to keep her anyway. The end. So that was just very silly. I hope it made you laugh. And I hope to see you guys back in school really soon. Thank you.